Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to show you guys how to write a cover letter to the home office when you are doing your visa application, because it's very important. So sit down, take a note, and let's share the gist. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of talking about UK visa. Last time I spoke about the application and the process. If you haven't watched the video, just leave this one and go and watch that one. I'm going to link it here. Just click here and go straight to that one and watch it, and then you come back. The same thing with Facebook, because this video goes on Facebook as well. If you haven't watched my previous video talking about the application, how to apply for your marriage, family, route, visa, or spouse, renew visa, skip this video, watch that one, and then you come back and watch this one. So before I start, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, thank you for supporting us, and thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget, as usual, like, subscribe, and leave your comment down below. Also follow us on our Facebook. If you are watching from Facebook, you are welcome. Don't forget to click the follow button and follow us on our Facebook. But if you are watching from YouTube, don't forget to, I'll leave our Facebook name here. Follow us on Facebook and you are highly welcome. Hopefully this video will help somebody out there. That's my aim and that's my plan, because when I did mine, I couldn't find videos like this that can help me. So today we're going to talk about additional documentation, how to write a letter. So I must say that if you are applying for any visa in UK or anywhere, if you're applying for any visa, make sure that you add your own personal additional documentation and tell your spouse to write additional documentation. And at the same time, if you have somebody that knows you guys very well, in our case, we asked my husband's parents to write an additional documentation. It really helps, and that shows that your relationship is genuine and your marriage is genuine. So if you're applying for a tourist visa, fiancé visa, marriage visa, renewing or whatnot, make sure you add an additional documentation, which is a letter explaining what I'm going to give you guys tips of how to write a letter. So right here I have my letter that I wrote, that I added to my application. I have Steven's one here and I have his parents' letter as well, but we're going to talk about my own letter because I will keep their own private. And if I can show you guys what I write, I will show you guys. But I have a lot of personal details and bank statements and my in from work. I have a lot of personal details that I think that I might not show you guys a screenshot of this letter, but I will tell you guys and read some of the parts of the letter. So stay tuned. So before you start your letter, make sure that you address the letter. You put your own address at the right side of the letter. So what I did, in the right side of a white book here, so here I put my address and the day that I wrote the letter, which was on the 8th of 7/2023. That's this year. Mason is in the door and I locked the door, so you might hear him knocking at the door. I don't want him to enter So I want to do this video because it's a quick one. I want to do it as quick as possible, and then I will attend to him. Make it as professional as you can. And then I start with to whom it may concern, because I don't know if it's a man or a woman who is going to read this later. So that's how I started. So in this my letter, first of all, I explain why I'm writing the letter, which I wrote here. I'm writing this letter in support of my spouse visa renewal application, and to prove we are married and living together as husband and wife with our lovely son, Mason, with his complete name, who was born on the 15th of May, 2021. That's my first paragraph. Don't know if you get me. So it's up to you what you want to write in your own first paragraph. But me, I'm just introducing myself and the reason that I'm writing this letter to support of my spouse visa. In the second paragraph, I started with, after we got married on the 4th of October 2020, we moved to Stephen's parents' house. So here I started explaining when I moved to UK, when we got married. So we got married, we moved to Stephen's parents' house, and always try to put dates of every single thing that you write there. If you can remember, even if it's a year, if you cannot remember the complete date, just put a year. Here I put moved to Stephen's parents' house as was looking for somewhere to live just for two of us. That was when only me and Stephen, so we just recently married. So was living in Stephen's parents' house for a while. That was when I was pregnant as well, until I think we moved out from his parents' house when I was 30 weeks pregnant. That's when we got our own house, which you guys know, this is not our first house. No, we got our flat. So after our flat, then we moved to this house, because we noticed that living in a flat with a toddler is not really something that I would advise somebody if you live in UK and if you can afford it to live in a house. It's better because you have a garden and your son can be free, move around in the garden, because UK weather is not that it's not good. So we don't even have time to take our son to park every time. So we create his own park in our garden. So over here, after I put somewhere to live just for two of us, then I put in March 2021, we moved to a flat at this address. So I know, but I don't know the part. I think it was 30th of March, but I can't remember the exact date that we moved to that address. So I put March. We know that it's March. So I put March 2021. We moved to a flat. So and I put the address of that flat as well. So just make everything so easy and always explain yourself. Start from where the relationship started. So here, I remember when I did my first marriage visa, the letter wasn't like this. I met Stephen in Lanzarote, Tal Place, this hotel. We started knowing each other. I came to UK for a visit. I visited Stephen. Later Stephen came to Spain to visit me. Just our story, telling them our story. They do have time to read it, because this letter will cover up and it will help you a lot in your application, I promise you. So even if you didn't submit all the documentation, but just make sure that you write a letter and your spouse writes a letter. And if you have somebody that knows you guys very well, can write additional letter as well. Like when I did my fiancé visa, Stephen's parents write a letter. We did our marriage visa, Stephen's parents also write a letter, 3 or 4. Me and Stephen wrote a letter. So this one as well, they wrote a letter, and I wrote and Stephen wrote. So it helps. But in their own letter, they are saying that their son met Frances this year, this type of this, yay. And we started knowing each other. We are so in love, etc., etc. I'm not going into details. but you guys know what I mean. Here in my third paragraph, that's where I explained that I started my job in UK in October 2021, and I'm working in certain place as a certain job, and I gave them my address, and I also gave them my my salary, annual salary. So I didn't write my previous job before this one because I think that is not necessary. I also wrote that in this job I earn this amount annually before overtime is included, which makes it easily over the 18,600 financial requirements without even including my husband's salary. So here I just let them know that just my salary is over their financial requirement, talk less of adding my husband's salary. And in Stephen's letter, he did the same thing. He wrote that this is his salary, and his salary is over what they require for their financial requirements, without even adding my own salary. Wrote why I didn't submitted my passport, Nigerian passport. When I did it because of my passport is in I'm renewing my passport, and I also wrote them that I added additional documentation proving that I am renewing my passport, and it's in Nigerian Commissioner. I even wrote them the address of Nigerian High Commissioner Embassy in London. So I just tell them after that, explaining why I didn't present my passport. Here I wrote, our marriage has been blessed and we are happily married and enjoying life together with our beautiful son. So just make it sweet as possible. Obviously, make it real, because yeah, you can add more things if you want. Yeah. So I, at the end of my letter, I put, I hope this letter will help to prove we are genuinely happily married and will love to spend the rest of our lives together, close to each other. I hope it helps in showing a little story about our life and the requirements necessary, and will help in support of my spouse visa, so we can live together and see our son grow, build our own family together in the UK. And then I put, your faithfully, I sign Frances G, and with the dates that I sign. So in this renewal, I didn't write much, but when I did my first marriage visa, or when I did my fiancé visa, I wrote a lot. I wrote a lot. But this time, because of his renewing, I'm like, they just want to know our financial requirements and etc. I didn't even bother to write that much. So yeah. So I hope this video helped somebody. The only thing I would advise that make sure that you write all the story, every important thing about you and your spouse, like when you started your relationship, where you guys have traveled to, where you guys live. Always give all these small details that you think that is not necessary. Just add it there. They will read it and it will help you a lot with your application. When I was doing I didn't see any kind of this video that can help me out to do writing a letter. I know how to write a letter very well. I express myself so much in letter that I can literally, like writing a birthday card. If you leave me, I can literally write a long list of cards for you. Why my husband Steven he's more like just mention the important one and leave it there. But me, I love writing a story. I would like start writing you. Yeah, we started this year, we went to this place. Yeah, I remember when we did our first visa, I say we because we did it together, Stephen and I. So when we did my marriage visa, Stephen, I remember his letter was like this one. in big letters. Those ones are very tiny letters. His one was in big one, but it was like one full page, and he saw my own. It's like, what? Even this one that we did, his own was in big letters, and it's like mine like this. And he saw mine that time. He was like, what? It's like I'm writing a love letter to somebody, but it's just me. If I just sit down with my phone and just start writing, I don't stop. But yeah, that's me, and everybody's different. So make sure you add an additional letter to your application. It's very important. And even if they didn't check your application, if this is the only thing that they check and see everything, they'll just like, yeah, this marriage is genuine. Give them their visa, give them what they want, and yeah, next person, make it easy. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Yeah. Bye.